Hi and welcome to this Key Learning Initiative video. Today's topic is linear equations with variables on both sides. When I teach linear equations, I use 7 steps to solve all of them. All 7 can be found in the first comment below. Today, however, I'm using only step 5 and step 7. Let's have a look at these steps. Step 5. By adding or subtracting, which is inverse operations, move all the variable terms to a chosen side. And step 7. By dividing, which is inverse operation, by the coefficient of the variable, which is the number in front of the letter, get it by itself. This means that the equation is now solved. There are 2 steps. Example 1. 2x plus 2 equals 3x. Our first thing we have to do is decide on which side we want our numbers and on which side we want our letters. If we look, we have 2x on the left hand side and 3x on the right hand side. We have a plus 2 on the left hand side and no numbers on the right hand side. So it's much easier to just leave all our numbers on the left hand side, and that means we need to move all our variables or our letters to the right hand side. So we need to get rid of that 2x on the left hand side. To get rid of it, our step says by adding or subtracting. So to get rid of 2x, we minus 2x from both sides. 2x minus 2x is 0, so we have just 2 equals 3x minus 2x is just x. Step 5, done. Step 7 says, by dividing by the coefficient of the variable, get it by itself. So, at this stage, there's no number in front of it. And so we don't have to do anything for step 7. Step 7 is in fact already done, and our final answer is just 2 equals x, or x equals 2. So, example 2, a equals 5a minus 12. Again, we have to decide which side we want our letters and which side we want our numbers. If we look again, on the right hand side we have a negative 12, on the left hand side we have no numbers at all. And so it's going to be much easier if we get rid of that 5a on the right hand side and move it to the left hand side. So step 5, by adding or subtracting, move all the variables terms to a chosen side. What we want to do, we want to get rid of that 5a, and so we subtract 5a from both sides. On my left hand side I have a minus 5a, which gives me negative 4a. That equals negative 12. My 5a minus 5a disappears, and so I have negative 4a equals negative 12. Step 5, done. Let's look at step 7. By dividing by the coefficient of the variable, get it by itself. So what is in front of my a? It's a negative 4. So by dividing by what's in front, we divide both sides by negative 4. Negative 4a divided by negative 4 gives me a. That equals negative 12 divided by negative 4 equals 3. Step 7, done. A equals 3. That is my final answer. Example 3. Negative 2p plus 15 equals negative 5p. Step 5. By adding or subtracting, move all the variable terms to a chosen side. Now, just like in example 1 and 2, we need to see which side the numbers are on and which side the letters need to be on. On the left hand side there's a plus 15, on the right hand side there's no numbers, and so it's going to be much easier to leave all the numbers on the left hand side and get all the variables or the letters to the right hand side. In other words, we rid of minus 2p on the left-hand side and get it to the right-hand side? By adding or subtracting. So to get rid of a minus 2p, we add 2p to both sides. And that gives me minus 2p plus 2p. It goes away and I get just 15 equals minus 5p plus 2p gives me minus 3p. Step 5, done. Step 7. By dividing by the coefficient of the variable, get it by itself. If we look at our example, we have negative 3 in front of our p, and so we divide both sides by negative 3. 15 divided by negative 3 gives me negative 5. On my right-hand side, negative 3p divided by negative 3 gives me p by itself. Step 7, done. And that means that negative 5 equals p is my final answer. So thank you for watching this Key Learning Initiative video on linear equations with variables on both sides. Please like and share so that more and more people can watch these videos.